Just one more set. No, just messing with you. Alright. If you're back here, I should make you take a photo.
That's it. Just name my
Larry? Maybe not.
This is alright. We're a bit higher. So.
You're welcome to grab as many comfortable chairs as fits there.
Next time you come here, we'll give you how to write room to cinema
Yeah.
flush chairs, right?
Just be careful of the camera guys. No, you're fine there, but just make sure you don't kick it. Yeah, I know it's that's the other one. You've seen that. What about this one? Yeah. Yeah, is he?
Hi guys.
Something.
Well, we're finally to the pointy end of the tournament, and I probably got a million people to thank, but I'll do it really quickly. Firstly, I want to thank all of the players who continue to support the event. It's still in its infancy, in its second season, but as you can see through the list of entries, it's starting to grow and starting to mature. So, looking around yesterday, a constant flow of a full room buzzing. I really felt really good about that. So hopefully the game is picking up again. And, you know, we're doing good things. I'm sure we're doing good things, but also I want to thank all of the guys that have helped along the journey. Guys that aren't here at the moment, like Mark David, who was under no obligation to referee anything yesterday, but played and then stuck around to referee a couple of matches and hover around. Larry, my head of referees, my sidekick, my padre. Always doing a good job for the game. So thank you, Larry, for everything.
My pleasure.
On and off the table. The sponsors, the VBSA, who have happily and proudly sponsored this event. Reventon, of course, who basically are holding Australian snooker together at the moment, doing a fantastic job. The Yarraville Billiards and Snooker section, who have basically provided the facilities, and you'll see just what beautiful facilities they have here at the moment. They've got a table here that's worthy of world-class matches, and it will see some world-class action, I think, further this year. And also we have 147 Snooker Supplies, who are basically bringing you the stream today. So out in Geelong, Ron McCullum, if you've got any Q Sports billiards or snooker needs, give Ron a call. You'll probably see his details on the corner of the stream. But a little bit later, we'll say a few more words, but right now let's get down to the match.
Maybe thank the members for giving up their weekend too.
Yes, the members of the Yarraville Club for giving up the facilities on their weekend. So, see, that's what Larry's there for. He's there to pick up where I drop off. All right. Let's get the match underway. We've got two almost veterans, even though they're pretty young still. We've got Rod Nelson here from the Cheltenham Snooker Club, who defeated Michael Zhang in the semis. And his opponent is Ben Gorski. Never seen a Gorski in the final before, so this is a bit of a novelty actually. If his head and his teeth look a little bit familiar, believe me, it's not Stan, it's just one of his spawn. But, yeah, look, they've played some pretty good snooker. At the moment, the high break belonged to Ben for about 7.5 minutes, but Peter also has come over during the semis and knocked in a 73. So that's the high break at the moment. These guys will be playing a best of 7 final, and it will be refereed and taken care of by Anush Rafi. Best of 7 frames, guys. Best of luck. Play well. Try not to get too many flukes, and we'll talk after the 7th frame black ball respawn. Right.
Best of 7. Ben loses. Right. Ben agree.
1,
9. Goes one. What? When goes one. What?
Good afternoon, guys. It's George Spiteri here, coming at you live from the event 1 from the Reventon Snooker series, where we've culled down the crowd to the final 2. And we have Nelson here taking on young Ben Gorski. And I've been joined in the commentary box by yet another Gorski, so I really need to behave myself. A little bit bigger than me as well. His brother Josh. So, how you going, Josh? Oh, you know, not too bad. Feet are a bit sore, but you know, that's what Mondays are for, apparently.
Yeah, Monday's RDO. It's good for some.
Oh yeah.
Come in, show me support.
That's a ticket. He's played well, young Ben. He's beaten the Hawk, who looked like he was doing some damage all day yesterday.
Yes. And he got pushed this morning by John Walmsley, 3-2.
Yeah, that was a close one, wasn't it? Came down to the last colours, I believe.
Ben jagged the pink to win 3-2.
Oh, nothing like a Gorski fluke just to set the tournament off.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. A bit biased.
Unlike Stan, did he show John the apologetic
Definitely
hand, or
not.
did he just give him the bird?
Just pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah,
bad luck, mate.
yeah.
Come back next year.
Yeah, thanks, Josh.
Sorry, John, if you're listening.
Oh, yeah, I was just about to say shout out to John. All right, we find ourselves sort of late in the first frame.
Both players did have a couple of chances.
Basically just waiting for the first opportunity to get into that black. The reds are pretty open, so just trying to keep everything tight for the other guy here. Not sure how Ben's feeling about this right now, but
Possibly a half chance if he's feeling good in the red at the middle of the table. It's pretty much all or nothing if he gets it.
yeah, that wouldn't be the Gorski way to go, would it? He'd be a bit more tentative and
Yes.
roll up behind the yellow and brown or something. Yeah, I think he's going for it. He'd really want to get across. Ooh, I think he's played the black. Oh, he has a roll up behind the yellow and brown.
It's not the worst result. Put right in a tough spot here.
Yeah. Don't know if he'll struggle too much to get safe. He's just got to really make sure he just doesn't clip the jaw on the way through.
Yes, it would be a bit unfortunate, but Rod, with his billiards knowledge, shouldn't have too much drama.
Yeah, that's true. There he goes. He's kicked the goal between the yellow and brown. I think the red's still on though. I could be wrong. Deceptive angle.
Definitely not easy.
Oh, what do we know?
Yeah, what do we know? It's over the hole.
It
Could
doesn't
be.
look like he'll hit the black, but he does have a shot at
The black is on.
the black is on. It's a big call from big Josh Early.
Looks tight, but I believe it's on.
Let's see if he's got, yeah, must be a little path between the two reds and the blue. So far in the first frame, I'm 2 bad calls down.
It's only early.
It's only early. There's still another potential 6 more frames, so that score could look a bit more dismal.
Should be able to drop this in and finish on the other side of the black. Overhit it slightly. Might be able to play a nice little nudge cannon on the red if you can miss it maybe.
I don't want to be missing too many of those. But we've had a great event this weekend. We had a record number of entries. We had juniors, we had ladies, so the hat trick is really doing what it's meant to do. And so far, the feedback from players that I've had just over the phone over the last 24 hours is really positive and really encouraging. So, guys, I know it's a little bit early, but the next event is in the end of May. If you fancy yourself to enter a whole new tournament for the first time and have a great weekend playing snooker, we'd love to have you here. You might end up under the watchful camera of Dan Lynch from Cue Ball TV, who's doing another weekend of great work exposing our Q Sports game. Probably continues to make the mistake of giving me a microphone each time, but beggars can't be choosers, I'm afraid.
Yes, Rod's just rattled that red, potentially was frame ball.
I am going to let Josh call whether this red is on.
It is.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there, so.
Giving Ben maybe his last look into the frame.
No. Not a lot of damage.
No,
Could have been worse.
it's
I
a
mean,
little-
Rod's got a shot to basically shot to nothing here to take that last red into the green pocket.
Yeah, it is a tempter. If he misses it, it doesn't leave too much damage.
And he's got it.
Good shot, Rod.
So that basically means black for safety. And
34 the diff.
really needed that.
Ben has a relatively easy layup snooker if he decides to play it. Maybe get a little bit of control back.
Yeah, I think Rod will be kicking himself on that. That would have really put him under the pump, young Ben, with only 35 on the table and 41 behind. Oh, he's checked that up. He's had a check on that, so got a feeling that Anuj will be calling the miss here.
Ben will have a seat. With black over the hole too, it's pretty much, hopefully the red and the black's 8, so it keeps him in the frame. Green is also safe, so it's not too much worry for Rod at the moment.
He's got it that time. Where's he left it though? He's given Ben a shot. Not an easy one, but Ben doesn't necessarily wait for the cherry picks. He'll have a crack.
Yes. One for Ben. Should be able to pot the black now. Depends if he wants to play the yellow in the yellow pocket, or he could also check it up, play it in the green, depending on how he feels. Green's got him a bit worried at the moment, but he'll reassess once he gets towards the yellow. Looks like he's played that relatively okay. Wouldn't want to be any closer to the rail.
Just got a message through on the YouTube here from Wombra. What is hat trick snooker? Anything different from the norm? Well, Wombra, glad you asked. Basically, the hat trick was an idea that I had to basically feed the second tier players that play around Australia who support the game but might not necessarily walk away with any of the biggies, whether they go to Albury or Tassie or anywhere around Sydney and all the other great events that we have around Australia. We've basically made all of the top 32 players in Australia ineligible for entry, and all of the top-tiered, top-ranked players in each state, which will be participating in each state as the event grows, won't be allowed to play. We've made a very affordable entry, an attractive entry for juniors and female players. And as we just watch Rod taking on this green.
That's frame ball. Ben needing one snooker, barring Rod missing.
And this just to really put it away. I don't think Rod will be concerning himself too much with the blue. Oof, don't know what's happened there. But yes, Womba, yeah, the players are all really well looked after. There's a great vibe. They don't do any refereeing, and they usually leave here seeing a lot more money than what they do in the bigger tournaments. So hence the growing popularity of the event so far.
I think that's frame. Ben's conceded. Unless Rod wants to pot the ball. Frame 1 to Rod Nelson.
That's right. And just in conclusion to the question, Womba, the generous guys at Reventon have also always backed up each event with the Reventon incentives, which basically are that if any player within the series makes a maiden competitive century break, regardless of where they end up in the tournament, they end up with a bonus $1,000 in their pocket, as does the player that wins all three events in a calendar year, which was almost achieved by Stan Gorski last year. Josh?
Yes, he fell over at the end.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't come home filthy at all.
No, I think he hurt himself about, I think, $2.5 grand. Alvin Chan, well played that match. I watched most of it. Bit of a shame that he lost, but getting old, he's 60 odd. Says he doesn't enjoy playing as much because he's struggling, but he can't help. He did win 2 out of 3, which was still a good effort.
Yeah, I think Chris was spewing that he actually saved himself $1,000. So I think Alvin Chan was his favourite player that tournament. And also, if you manage to win an entire event without dropping a single frame, you also walk away with $1,000. So heaps of incentives to play in the hat-trick Womba. So, you know, if you're looking like you're firing up towards your first century, come in and possibly make yourself $1,000. And with all the other incentives we got, we can you could probably walk out with about $4.5 grand.
It's not a bad way to make $1,000 for 8 minutes work if it all works.
Yeah. So we kick off here with the second frame. Rod's got the biscuits in the first one. Yeah, we mentioned Alvin Chan earlier, and he really did dominate against Stan in that event, but much to our surprise in this event, he got bundled out in his first match against Peter Hawkes.
Yes.
Which surprised everyone.
Which both of them played well in that match. I believe there was, in all 4 games, there was a break over 40 or more by Peter and Alvin. So it was to a pretty decent standard.
We see Rod taking the first red of the second frame. Yeah, I saw Alvin after the match. He came out to the tournament director's office and held his arms out, and he just said, "I lost." I was completely shocked.
Peter can do that if he switches on.
Yeah. Oh. I think Rod's really struggling to get a bit of momentum.
Giving Ben a look here. Ben has the option to play up for the pink, or he could stun across for the black. Oh, think Ben just lost concentration there. Took the shot too easy. Hasn't left Rod that much with an awkward bridge.
So Josh, you're one of the top tier players who aren't eligible for this. What are your thoughts on the event?
After watching it, it's a bit of a shame that the top players aren't allowed to play, but but it is good to see a lot of the people that support all the other tournaments get through to the quarters, semis, and for a chance for them to experience the pointy end of the tournaments.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what it's all about, really. Just seeing the guys who do turn up, you know, week in, week out, fork out the money for accommodation, flights, you know, and everything that comes with supporting the game, and walking out with very little because they get done by, you know, the Mifsuds of the world,
Yeah,
and the
unfortunately.
Ridleys and the Boltons, and,
You can't get rid of them all.
you know, I mean, if it had nothing to do with the money, they'd jump at the chance to play these guys because everyone always wants to play, you know, the best players. But it's really it's an experience short-lived
Yes.
when you know, you get wiped off the table 3-0 or, you know.
It's good when you play them first or second time, but then when they keep belting you 3 or 4-1 and you can't win, it's a bit disheartening.
Yeah, so that's basically why we're here. And if we can get the game to grow in any way for any reason, we're all up for it. So feel free to send in feedback, whether you played the event, whether you want to play the event, whether you've got an observation. We're always listening.
Good safety shot there by Ben. Put the ball back in Rod's court. And almost a better shot by Rod. Just left enough for this red hanging out. Looks to have caught it a bit thick, but hasn't really done much damage. It's been slightly hampered over the brown. But he might have a shot to nothing here. And the third red off the bottom rail. Good shot by Ben. You'll have to hit this pretty hard to punch off the top cushion for the bottom loose red of the pack. If he overhits it, he's always got the one near the corner pocket, but still has to cue it nice.
Yeah, only came inches away from finding himself in a lot of trouble there.
Yes, lucky he underhit it as bad as he did.
Nothing like having a supporting sibling.
But it looks like the red passes the black.
Oof.
Did-
Boy, you weren't talking about that one into the
No.
left bottom corner, were you, Josh?
Definitely wasn't talking about that one. Yeah, quite fortunate there.
Yeah, see, only good players know those shots, Josh. So maybe when you guys get home, you can ask Ben how to play something like
He
that.
might have to run it past my old man. He would have probably seen that.
Oh, he's probably beside himself in stitches.
Yeah, he definitely wouldn't have raised the hand for flicking that one, the old man. 1, 2, 3 rails, landing on the red over the pocket. Or the one under the bottom of the pack, which is not too bad.
Not only a bad shot, but look at Dan showing off with his camera angles.
Ha,
Hey?
it's good, isn't it? You might be able to drop this in, land on the black.
Yeah, well, he knows how to run him along the cushion, as we saw in the first shot. So let's see how he goes with the second one.
One more awkward shot to get into control and maybe make a decisive break.
Yeah, he's done that well. I think he's might be a little snookered on the
Yes,
closest red.
yes. But he also has the red near the pink. He's got a few options. Red at the bottom of the pack goes, and also the one at the bottom cushion, depending on how he feels. All three are missable and a bit awkward.
Yeah, probably just a little too desperate to get himself going. I think if he keeps trying enough of those, Rodney's just gonna
Keep chipping away.
yeah.
Sometimes it's better to wait for the break and not search for it. But if it had gone in hindsight, it's a chance to make 40 or 50 without doing too much.
One.
Giving Rod a chance. Not too difficult. Blue in the green pocket. Stun across. Another chance goes down.
One.
Ben's got another really good chance now. Has to start punishing in the balls. Just to get the flow going, make 20 or 30 before.
The reds are there. I mean, he's only got the little diamond in the middle. That's not open, so
And with the score, once Ben clears the 4 or 5 loose reds, before he worries about the pack in the middle, he will be 40 or 50 in front, but he still has a lot of work to do.
oh, he won't be happy with that one.
Definitely not.
And I think that might be
Mm.
potable for Rod.
It really has to be thin, but if he pots it, he's not guaranteed on a colour depending on how hard he hits it. Called that way too thick, played it a little bit negative, I believe.
Yeah. Geez, I'd
Was
almost
it?
say that was too negative to be an attempt at the pot. Surely he would have known that he was going to hit the nap.
Yeah.
Get the nap there. So he was always going to hit it thick.
Good shot by Ben.
All right. So we're seeing a little bit of hot and cold from Ben.
Landed pretty decent on the green if it's not straight, but if it is, he should be able to screw back up the side rail with a little bit of check side.
Yeah, one of those famous thumping Gorski screwbacks.
Yeah, should be able to screw off the side rail pretty easily.
Played it into the yellow.
That's not too bad, but it could have been a lot better.
Well, the only colour he's got into the corner pocket really is the blue.
If he drops this in, he might be able to hold for the black too.
Ooh, and we have nothing.
Landed nowhere. The black in the middle is potable, but under the circumstances, a really big shot.
Probably doesn't need to play it hard enough to leave the reds on, but the red's closest to the pink. So it is a bit of a shot to nothing.
He might be able to roll it in and play the long red if he doesn't land on the one to the centre in the green pocket. But still, it is difficult black.
Yeah, close. Oh,
So another chance. Bending the balls isn't doing what he should.
One.
Rod possibly will lay up the yellow here. I don't see him belting the yellow. The black, maybe, but all is awkward.
yeah, I think he's going to probably try and run the white out past the pink for that red in the middle.
Eight.
Was a good pop by Rod, but lands slightly awkward again. I don't think he'll have a go at this, but with Ben not scoring on the scoreboard, he may as well have a go.
Oh, no, it's an 8.
I think that's on.
Yeah, it looks like he's given Ben another look. Might be just on. Ben seems to have got away with that a little bit. Quite fortunate, but it does leave Rod in control. Plays a really tight safety shot. He could put Ben in a bit of trouble.
Well, he's hidden pretty much everything except for those two on the top rail. So let's see which way Ben's going to
Doesn't
go.
want to catch this too thick. Oh, that's not too bad. That's pretty good actually.
I think that's coming up nicely behind the brown.
Rod may be able to nick the reds behind the pink. If not, he plays the one under the black. Same shot really. Nick it off 2 cushions, 3 cushions. Main thing is don't catch it too thick and you can't go wrong. Almost perfect by Rod. Has Ben having a go at this bottom red? Does look like it passes the blue. No.
No, he's just gone through the gates of hell to get through to get safe up next to that green.
It's not a bad leave.
I'm pretty sure you'll see that in no coaching video ever made. And Rod's probably wondering how he got up there.
Rod's more than happy to keep playing safe. Let Ben have a go. Got a couple of options here. Main thing is get the red in the hole and he's in control. If not, he's going to leave Rod another good chance.
Yeah, he's usually a pretty relaxed cat around the table, Rod Nelson. He's always having a laugh, always chit-chatting away.
Good shot by Ben.
Always sees the funny side of a fluke.
Yes. I've seen a couple against Ben Bain. He gave God the finger a couple of times because he didn't get a good rub. It's pretty funny.
Shout out to all the Catholics and Christians out there.
Left himself a little bit awkward here, but not too difficult, just make sure the red should be nicely on the blue. Not a bad miss, but another poor positional shot by Ben, making the putt harder.
So yeah, he's probably not showing the best shot selection at the moment, which is probably why he's having to play harder shots and missing a few.
Definitely not playing how he did against Peter. Peter made 73, I believe, first frame, and then Ben won the next three pretty convincingly with 40s or more in every frame.
And that's a nice shot by Rod. Puts the blue back on its spot. Lane's perfect on the red.
Tidies the table up and gives him a good chance to make at least 3 of the reds, I believe, without too much trouble. But on these tables, this shot's not too difficult. It tends to suck the ball in the hole if you just cash it in.
Surprised to see him play for the one that was closest to the cushion out of all 4 reds. But he's handy around the billiards table, so
Yes.
he knows this part of the table pretty well.
He has a few options here. Can play for the one to the left middle or take the one over the hole. Good shot there, Rod.
Yep.
Has developed both of the reds. The one to the right corner pocket seems to be not too difficult either. But
Yeah. I think he'll take the wise cash here and
under pressure, yes. Get the points on the board. He's now 6 in front, 2 reds left. Good chance to potentially pinch the frame because Ben's had a few chances gone wayward.
the table seems to be playing absolutely beautifully.
Yes, they are. Been here a couple of times this week and conditions are almost as good as you need, almost perfect. Another bad miss by Rod. Shouldn't. This late in the tournament should be missing those. But hasn't left Ben much. He might be able to drift behind the yellow here.
Yeah. I think he's played that as well as he could have. He
Yes.
may have just left Rod an edge. But Rod's going to have to be careful how he plays this if he can hit the edge, because he's going to leave the red over the corner bag if he does. Oh, well, he had a bit more than
Played that
well,
pretty well.
he has.
May have covered the one to the right hand side. I'm not sure if Ben has the angle to get back up and down.
And I mentioned earlier the table and the way it's playing is absolutely magnificent at the moment. But anyone who comes down here to the Yarraville Club, Reventon Snooker Club, will see firsthand that pretty much all 8 tables within this venue play absolutely magnificently. They're regularly maintained. Anytime there's a big event, there's recloths, and there is the white elephant in the room, which is the star table.
Yes. Unless you're playing really well, everyone wants to steer clear from it.
Yeah,
It is tough.
it's a whole new world playing on that star table, and it has rattled many a good player. But yeah, you've played here quite a bit, Josh. How do you see the tables and the facilities at the club here?
Over the last 18 months, I'd say the conditions have gotten really good. Chris and everyone at Reventon getting behind snooker. The Yarraville Club also. The conditions are one of, if not the best in the country. You can't ask for a better snooker room. Everyone maintaining the tables, the members, George Hoy and the committee looking after the tables. It's a really good venue. It's actually really enjoyable to come here and play now.
Yeah, and we're sort of blessed here in Victoria, because if you travel to tournaments around the countries and you see venues, it's almost like every state has that one top tier venue. It's got great facilities. It's got 7 or 8 tables, that could cater for an event such as this or anything bigger. But here in Victoria, we've got, probably 3 of those venues that have got 8 tables, and Rod has just pulled a ripper out.
It's huge.
All the way down the rail.
Needs the green for frame. One more big shot. He's potted a couple in this break of 13. The first red that he potted in the yellow pocket was good. And that's frame ball for Rod.
Yeah, and you can see him powering around the table now. He's got himself some petrol with that yellow and green. So let's see what's the coming frame 3. Oh, Rod, you need to hold it together. Hold it together more than a couple of balls, mate.
If Ben wants to try and get a snooker, he needs 1 on the blue.
Is he snookered on the pink, or do you think we can?
No, he can hit it.
He can hit it. Yeah.
Frame.
Just on the edge of frame there, you see Larry Forgan, who's been an absolute treasure of experience, a wealth of experience and knowledge, and absolutely invaluable for me as far as tournament director is concerned. He's been the head of referees and always there if I need another opinion on something or I need a judgment on something. He's really one of the good guys in Australian billiards and snooker. And he's been around the block for quite a while, and you can probably see on screen here you've got the 147 balls there, ironically on 8-ball balls, and that is the logo of 147 Q Sports Supplies, which is Rod McCallum over in Geelong there, who's one of the sponsors for this event. He recently supplied the Yarraville Club Reventon Snooker Centre with 30 brand new snooker cues for the Suzanne Corey High School coaching program that is hosted here. And yeah, if you guys ever need anything Q Sports related, I can highly recommend it. Give him a call on the number on the screen, and whether it's cues, tables, cloths, anything you can think of, give Rodney a call. He's not a bad bloke. He'll tell you that himself. And yeah, he'll definitely look after you. He's got quality products and does a brilliant job with everything he does, especially table assembly. And he'll look after you, whatever you need.
Yes, I happened to play on one of the tables he did. I'm trying to, where was it? I played in the Geelong 8-ball a couple of weeks ago, and there was one table in that he done recently. Trying to think of the club down towards Geelong, and the table played beautiful. He does a really good job.
Yeah, he's another one of those characters who's been around the game for such a long time and knows what players want, knows the conditions that they're after, and he can definitely put some tables together to cater for that. And like we're saying, he really does a consistently beautiful job with his tables, and the conditions he supplies.
We don't want to be
So we find ourselves here with Rod Nelson enjoying a 2-frame-to-0 lead. I think
watch that way again.
Ben's going to have to get the jets going now.
Yes, not too many more chances he needs to give him. Ben needs to do a little bit more on the scoreboard. Rod's getting the chances and a really nice clearance to secure the second frame.
Do you think it could be a bit of nerves, Josh? I mean, I don't know Ben to be in an individual tournament grand final.
No, as from juniors, myself and Ben, we did put it away for a while, but Ben seems to be his own worst enemy at times. He puts a little bit too much pressure on himself, expecting more, which it's not a bad thing, but it's also more pressure than he needs to. But hopefully, a little bit biased, he can show a bit of heart and come back to 2-all or make it enjoyable to watch at least.
He doesn't get a ride in the car home if he doesn't win, does he?
Unfortunately, he drove me.
Oh, well.
Yes.
Okay, well, you better be nice in commentary then.
So, depending on results, I might be walking home. He might leave me here.
Oh, I think he's put him hard up behind the brown here.
It's a pretty good start by Ben.
That's it. And I think that's what Ben needs to do now. He just needs to sort of chill out a little bit, be a bit more conservative, just wait for the chances, as opposed to trying to make them.
Yeah, try and search for that long ball to get in. Can throw you off a little bit if it's not going in. Put added pressure on again. Rod's more than happy to just wait and wait and wait and wait for an easier chance.
I mean, we all know Ben could pot a ball off the roof if he's playing well, but if they're not going in and you're going to persist with having a go, it's only going to affect him for the negative. So, got a shot to nothing here.
Good shot there by Ben.
Yeah, the table's flying though, so finds
He's
himself pretty much where he put Rod just a couple of shots ago.
Sort of played it too well. I mean, on TV you see the pros roll the brown in, but here Ben will play a lot more conservative and lay up the green. I'm not sure if he actually touched that. He must have. If he didn't roll into the green, it might be touching. Must have just rocked it, otherwise Ben definitely wouldn't be smiling. Rod seems to have missed everything there, not left much on. I would just assume that Ben would just as easily put him back.
Let's see how well you know your brother here, mate.
I don't see him playing the bottom red and scattering all the balls everywhere. Especially 2-0 down, that's all we need. Looks pretty close, Anoush. Definitely can't hit a red, so Ben's happy.
I only just got the red before the pink there, so he'd be pretty relieved. Hasn't got the easiest safety shot now, Ben, because he's bridging over the pink and can't see anything else from the other side.
Yeah, it is a little bit awkward. Pretty poor shot by Ben, but still a little work for Rod to do. It's not a gimme. Actually don't know if either the red goes. Rod might have been a little bit fortunate, but still gives Ben a look into the red in the middle.
It's a great shot.
Really good shot there by Ben. If it's just off straight, he might be able to screw back to put the white nearly where it is now to play the loose red. There's not really much else. Or we could, that's also fine. Just needs to get the long stuff out now.
Hey.
Maybe the long spider might be a bit. That should be fine. Should be able to just stun this in off the side cushion. Don't have to do too much with the white. He has a couple of options here. He can play for the loose red, or he can chance and go into the bunch and try and hope for a result, a controlled result. Main thing is get the black in the hole and go from there. Seems to be getting down on it so he can play into it. It's always a risk going in if you don't catch the pack right, but it's only one more good shot to get back in the balls. Long stun shot. Most snooker players back themselves 7 or 8 out of 10 with these.
It's a good shot.
No dramas there.
Well, hopefully this is the start of Ben just starting to fire up again.
He does have a couple of loose reds now. He has the one to the middle pocket or bottom left corner. Or I'm not sure if he's made that on. Body language says no.
Yeah, he's got the hand on hip there.
Just
Didn't get into the white the way he wanted to.
definitely is not on there.
And thanks to Dan Lynch, we can see that he's pretty much tied that up.
Another decent chance Ben's left gone begging, but no damage. Leads 29-0, so as long as he controls, he's going to leave Rob with a lot of work to do. I'm not sure which red Ben takes on. The long red down the right hand side is a harder shot than you'd think, but he also has the shot to nothing around the back of the black to come back up to the blue.
Yeah, I mean, if he does get around the black though, he does have those two reds to get past, which I don't fancy him doing.
May just opt to play a decent safety shot.
That's the way he went.
That's fine, but
So I think Ben is realising here he's 2-0 down. There's not a lot of room for wriggle.
yes, has given him a half chance here. You do fancy him to play this. Good shot there by Rod.
So now the chance lies with Rod to score a few points. He's got a chance to open up a few more reds, but having said that, there's 4 reds that are open around the pack.
He's hit that pretty well. Just a little bit awkward to get him in the colour now, but as long as the red goes in, he should be fine. There's an option of the left corner or the right corner If he takes the left corner, he does play up for the blue, I think.
He's
No.
played that well on the pink.
Bit unfortunate there by Rod. Good pink. A little bit of work to do by Rod. Still has a chance, a couple of reds to the same middle pocket. Can play it as a shot to nothing, depending on how confident he is.
50. Margins of feet.
I think Ben's got away with that.
Looks like Lee Rainen, who's watching the stream. G'day there to you, Lee. Is a fan of the old man there, Josh.
Yeah, the old man.
Some kind words there. Stan is still a beast of a player. Can be
Oh.
taken a couple of different ways, but let's take
Yeah.
it. Let's take it the positive way, hey?
Probably now not so much a snooker player as a beast of a person. But 25 years ago, I hear that he was pretty handy.
Yeah, unfortunately for Stan, the technology wasn't quite as good back then.
No,
Not enough pixels on the screen there. Back in the 80s when he was flourishing. Oh, that's a great shot.
good shot there by Rod.
So he's
No.
got a few points to make up, but he's got 4 or 5 reds he can still play with before he starts getting into any. Well, before he should start getting into any trouble.
Does have another. It is a really good chance to level and then should go in front if he does what he should.
He's overhit that, so
Tables are flying though.
yeah, the table. They did watch me iron the table, I'm pretty sure, and I
Yeah.
cleaned that thing within an inch of its life. So it is like that with the air conditioners going on at the moment. There's absolutely no moisture in the room, and the table is really playing very well. It's a pleasure to play on this thing.
Yes,
at the
it
moment.
is. Hopefully one of them can get out of this nervy, jittery stage and put a sizable break on the scoreboard.
Would be nice to see in a final. You'd hate to think they used up all their petrol in the
Yes.
quarters and the semis.
Yes. No one wants to see them making 8 or 12 and 12. But hopefully if they play well, both of them quite capable of knocking off Peter Hawkes' high break. But that said, under pressure, conditions, not used to being in finals, they're both probably really under the pump. Ben more so being 2-0 down.
Just a shout out to Kari7619 who's watching the stream. How you going, Kari? Hope you're enjoying it all. Enjoying your weekend. Not sure exactly what the goal was there, but he's...
Definitely wasn't planned.
No, I was going to say he almost got away with it, but the red just on the other side of the pink there is on for Ben, so...
Giving him another decent chance. Ben just needs to control the white a little bit. Possibly could be a frame-winning chance in 8 or 10 shots time. played that well.
That's a good shot. And as we live and breathe, the legend known as the Hawk walks by. Everybody say hi to Peter Hawks. Peter will be joining us in commentary soon, guys, so don't feel like the opportunity to hear the dulcet tones of his voice has passed us by.
Slightly overhit it, but he should still be fine.
60.
Slides in.
That one wiped its feet on the way through that one.
Bit of scoreboard pressure now should take the pressure off Ben a little bit. Couple more reds and he gets his first frame on the board.
Yeah, not the easiest of shots to have to play to secure a frame now. He's with the wrist and looking like he might even get the kiss on the black, but he is digging down on that white ball.
25.
Still got the kiss, but I think now we'll see him either going for the blue to try to continue the break.
Yes, blue looks like the ball. Continue the frame chance. Being 30 odd in front, he sort of can free up a little bit with the balls tied up in the middle of the table. But now it seems to be
31 still needs 2 reds, 3 reds.
good at times. I think he made a decent safety shot. Leaves him well in control.
And that's a great shot.
So that really well.
He's covered the right hand side of the pack there, so he's going to have to push Rod a different way unless Rod tries to absolutely land dead on the pack.
Yes.
Which I think is what he's going to try.
Definitely a tester.
You want that white ball going straight through to the pink, but I think he's played that too short and he knows it.
Yes, giving Ben a good chance here to clinch the third frame.
It's a bit of a psychological difference. 3-0 down to 2-1.
Yes.
So I think Ben's going to be really knuckling down on the colours here and
Good
making
layup
sure
here.
that Rod's got nothing to play on. Having said that now, I think the red closest to the black is going to be the target.
Yes, also with the a bit iffy. You don't want to be hitting the black now, 37 behind. Will take a lot of the pressure off Ben if he does. But Rod, with his knowledge of angles, I wouldn't see it being too much of an issue. Just touch is the main thing.
Ooh, and I think there was an absolute cigarette paper in that one, but Rod's hit the red.
Played that really well, nearly as good as you could without laying on it. But still giving Ben another chance to play the red in the green pocket with not too much danger if he misses it.
Oh, Ben,
See that clean as you like.
I think he's starting to come good.
Main thing is the black goes in the hole, frame ball. Main thing is, Bots the black doesn't need to worry about developing the reds. The shot is there, but it also...
38 up, he wouldn't want to do anything more than cash this.
Yes.
Not do anything too silly trying to open these reds.
That's fine. Rod needing one snooker.
Yeah, Jackie looks close there. Josh, but you know, be a brave man to take it on at this
Yeah.
stage of the frame.
Yes.
2-0 down and actually got your
Right.
feet on some solid ground in the third frame.
Better a decent containing safety.
So, just a comment from Kim Busby, leaving finger marks that long on a table should be a foul. Mate, no argument from me. I must have brushed, patted and ironed about 30-something tables this week, and it's like nails down a chalkboard every time I see fingernails down on tables, but necessary evil. And
Looks like-
Rod has pulled off some kind of little miracle, I think, there.
Not
Has
sure.
he snookered Ben completely?
Looks like it's a little swerve to hit it.
Yeah.
Pinged to the side cushion.
So,
Was quite fortunate, but still, Rod still in the frame. Only one snooker needed.
yeah, I think Ben might want to do something about either A, creating some distance between the reds and the white, or putting the pink or the black safe if whenever he gets a chance to.
Good shot
And
there
there
by
we
Ben.
go.
And that seems to seal the third frame.
I don't think we'll see Rod getting up again from his chair. He's probably content to concede it's a 2-1 lead after the third frame. Ben's just looking at the scoreboard, making 100% sure.
46 in front, 35 on.
Rod behind the green, and I think
And that-
green, yep, Rod has conceded the third frame. So we find ourselves at 2-1 in favour of Rod Nelson, guys. Back after a short break.
Rod's great.
So here we are, back with frame 4. If you've just joined us, you've just missed Ben Gorski taking out the third frame and halving Rod Nelson's lead. Two frames to one. And we find ourselves with Ben starting to find himself a little bit of rhythm. So let's see if he can carry it on for the next few frames. It's been a scrappy one so far. No one's really taken the match by the scruff of the neck. They've both had their chances and haven't really made a lot with them. But let's see what the next few frames hold in store for us.
Hopefully they settle a little bit and get into the swing of it and try and get past that actual final.
Looks like we've got a couple of the Bendigo boys with us watching the stream. So hello to everyone out there from Bendigo who's watching. Some really good players out in Bendigo who probably, if they made the journey, would do well in this event. And they're some really passionate players, really love the game.
Yes, there was, what, 50 odd entries, 58?
56 on this particular one.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an improvement on the last one, which is good. Seems that it's growing.
Yeah, we had about 52 in the last one. Might increase again, and I won't let any cats out of the bag yet, but we are waiting for a little bit of good news to happen, which when it does, will be revealed pretty much immediately. Just waiting on some green lights for a couple of things, and then
Keeping in mind that it is quite early into the snooker season, everyone will come back from work holidays, and a bit unfortunate on the jaw there by Ben, but once everyone gets back into the swing of snooker, hoping the next one in May, entries can go upwards.
yeah, something that's not going to go upwards right now is probably like the high break with that black ball tied up very tight with between those two reds, and something tells me I'm just about to be Gorski-fied, because I think the whole family's here. I think, Margie, I'm going to need your hand here. Like, seriously, I got Brad. I've got Brad's lovely, whose name I do not know.
Ben's.
Oh, sorry, Ben's lovely.
Louise.
There you go. You just can't keep up with all these Gorskis.
Another one in June.
Yeah, another Gorski in June. So, you know, see an expansion of the family photo album.
Definitely need more headroom soon. That's a really good shot by Ben, but quite unfortunate to not land on the black there.
Will he take on the green?
I think it's a certainty.
Green.
One more good shot to get back into the balls. Not too difficult, just needs to hit it nice.
Actually, speaking of Margie Gorski, if you're listening, Margie, I do have a bone to pick with you. You did say that you'd come down for this tournament, and I told you that you'd be more than welcome. And the last time I invited you, you said your sister had a birthday. Now, unless she has 3 a year, which would probably make her about 180 by now, I'll expect to see you in May. So
I'm not sure about the dates, but is the dates end of May?
it'll be May 30, 31, and I believe the third one.
Mum's birthday, the 31st of May.
All right, free entry. Margie, you heard it here first. Okay. What is it, the 31st of May? St. Margie Day is free entry for the hat trick for Margaret Gorski.
Definitely have to try and get her down here for that.
Absolutely.
Might be able to weasel in and get the whole family to play, but I don't think George will let that happen.
Well, I got to get the classy element of the family in. So
Pretty
I can't pump you up more than this, Margie. Come on, don't let me down.
We could nearly field half the tournament the way we're going.
Unfortunately, there's no family packages.
No, no discounts. When you field 20 in a tournament.
That's all I need. Stan, Margaret, and Ben, all with their name on the perpetual trophy.
Seems like.
All right. I think Rod's sort of lost his way a little now. He's given Ben a couple of chances, and the black isn't as tied up as what it was only a few shots ago.
Don't think Ben could hit that much harder to punch it across.
No, I'm pretty sure the leather on that pocket would confirm that statement there, mate.
Yellow. Ben boss. One.
Safety shot has come up a bit short, but has covered the loose red. Ben has the option to hit the bunch a little bit thicker, play a bit more aggressive to open the pack up, or he can nick off a little bit thinner off the bottom red.
Yeah, I think Rod would be a bit disappointed by just how short that ball was. He's loading up the side, so he's going. Doesn't want to clip any colours there. He's
Right.
played that well, actually.
No danger in that. Open the reds up. Play a really safe shot. Now
Will Rod take this on? He's got a half-ball pot. I think he's just weighing up his white ball here.
depending on how he feels, he could try and lay up. Leave the white in the top bottom right hand pocket to play safe. I don't see a really easy way to get back, but he also has a shot to nothing around behind the black.
Well, he got through the pack okay, but I was going to say unfortunately he brought a red up, but thank you, Mr. Yellow Ball.
Yes, quite fortunate there, but if Ben doesn't fancy himself on this long red, he can go behind the red on the top cushion and leave the white safe. It's not too difficult. Just needs to make sure he catches the red thick and leaves the white there, just like that.
Yeah, I think that was the easiest option he had there with regards to safety.
Leaving a lot of distance and close to the cushion makes it a little bit awkward for Rod, but it is still just a standard safety shot.
Yeah, he's given that a better chance at reaching the top rail than his last safety shot.
Ben looks like to be playing this off three cushions, a lot of right hand side. What do I know? Just hit it
Okay,
thin.
the bad call count now is
Two.
Josh 2, George 2.
Yes, that was pretty poor. The shot was there, but I suppose it's player selection. See, the shot was there, I just called it one shot early. Good shot there by Rod. Played that really well. Couldn't have done much more with that. Looks like Rod gets first decent look, but the colours are a little bit awkward. There's no ABC.
He's got some options. It's just when he gets back to the reds that he has to be pretty careful where he goes.
Yeah, you may look to try and land on the pink or the black early here, otherwise it is really tough making 30 or 40 with blues.
Yeah. And he's come away from the main pack of reds to the one that's floating just around the green pocket.
Does look to have a little bit of angle, so he should be able to stun off the cushion.
So yellow back on its spot.
He might opt to punch in between the brown and green, but the red near the pink spot. Quite fortunate there. Has the option of 2 reds. Main thing is he's still at the table, so he's still in control. Definitely wiped its feet, and just enough perfect on the blue.
Yeah, he did play that well. As much as the red resisted to go in. A nice kiss on this, and probably not too bad.
Looks like he can reach the red pretty easily, just needs to make sure of the pot.
Lucky he's not a left-hander.
Yes. Make sure the pot come off two cushions for the blue again. Or
Yeah, I think he was going to have to give that a bit more curry than that. Oh. And the green has slowed him down a little bit. Will he take the blue or will he take the green? All right.
if he hits this well enough, should be able to screw up the side cushion, the loose red. But with the way the red's situated, I don't see much happening without a couple of big shots from Rod after this red.
So pretty much anything that was loose and available for Rod has been pretty much taken up. So will he develop more here with the blue, or no? Only he's got away with it. Now, is the ball touching?
Does that red pass the other red? It's also close.
Here comes referee Anujrati to give the verdict. And I think he's basically called a touching ball
Call
there.
there by George. Just a nice touch shot here by Ben. Could leave Rod in trouble, but just
He's overhit it. Again, we see the players really struggling with the pace of the table. They haven't underhit too many. Rod's now looking at the plant. There's a shot to nothing. And I think he might live to regret that one.
has given Ben another half chance here.
Ben was almost eternally grateful for the pace of the table there.
Ben was riding it to get behind the brown.
Okay. So we see Rod back at the balk end of the table with control after having potted a red. And I'd say he tried to develop the pink, but he's got a couple of options here now with regards to what he does after this red, but all three of the major colours surrounding the pocket.
Sorry.
Probably a fraction hard, but
A little bit unfortunate, but it can go both ways. It could have also been worse.
Pink.
That's still an option for the pink to land on the red on the right hand side cushion. Played that
that's perfect.
really well.
11.
Pink's on the wrong spot, but we'll just stop that there. Must have heard me. It's not hampered either, so it should be relatively easy to play for the blue or pink, depending on how he feels. It's easy to get to the next red. I believe he'll take the blue now. Screw back up off one cushion for the red in the same corner pocket as previous.
So he's opened up a handy 31-point lead. Only needs himself a couple of reds now.
Another good shot by Rod.
Played that well. I think the angle is probably there to follow through off the cushion and try and get onto the red on the other side.
To play it in the opposite corner, yes. Does have to hit it pretty well, but the shot is there.
Oh, what's he done? Oh no. Probably not the way he wanted to hit him.
24.
Does he?
But that's only helped him.
Does he have a go at this red in the green pocket? As a sort of shot to nothing. If it goes in, red and a blue sort of makes it frame, being 38 in front.
Oh, Rod. Rod.
Why wouldn't you? Perfect. Blue for frame now.
Yeah, I think he won't be doing too much at the wide ball here.
Make sure of the blue and then pressure's back on Ben.
So basically that's opened up a 44-point lead.
30.
Not a certainty yet, but you'd rather be 44 up than 44 down with two reds left.
Yes.
He looks like he's going around the pink here. And there we see again the magnificent red that
Definitely not a bad way to win a frame.
Rod took up into the corner pocket there. I think even Ben is probably wondering where that red came from. Ben's starting to get a little bit agitated. as you saw there. Not only missing the shot, but I was going to say leaving Rod a red over the bag,
Yeah.
which almost seems like a miracle to miss when you see the red down the rail that he just potted.
Could have closed his eyes.
Do we want to see the replay of that?
He's given Ben a decent chance here.
All right. I mean, Ben can't afford too many other colours other than the black with the last two reds. Otherwise, he'll find himself needing two snookers instead of one. But Ben really needs to make sure of this black.
Anything, just get in the hole. Good shot by Ben. Now, start again. A couple of decent safety shots, and Rod could be the one under the pump, even though Ben
He does. Sorry.
36 in front.
Ben does have his chance here to put him behind the yellow and brown. Once again.
Overhitting it slightly. So now being 36 in front, it's just one decent safety shot as Rod just played.
And there it is. So, needing a black and to hit this red and stay safe. Other than that, he's fine.
Needing a result off this after hitting the red.
Ooh, so he's hit it and got the result you
And he
may have
has
been
a
asking
snooker.
for.
That's as good a result as you could hope for.
That's one less snooker he'll have to play.
Well,
As John Virgo would say, where's the cue ball going? But he's escaped.
he's still alive in the final, even though needing one snooker. One snooker in the fourth frame. With the ball situated, it does happen a lot, so he's not too unaccustomed with the position of the balls. So decent shot there by Ben.
Yeah, probably not the most difficult, but this is the stuff that Ben's going to have to produce from here on in, because there's no coming back from 3-1. You don't get any second chances from there,
Yes, that's true.
and it's not an easy mountain to climb by the end of the day. Rod's decided to go off two cushions, and despite hitting the red, has gone in off in the middle pocket.
And given Ben.
Why he went off two cushions? He probably just didn't want to hit the red and leave it up near the green pocket. But
Yes, that's where player shot selection comes into it. He might have been more comfortable with that. But not letting Ben into the frame straight away, but one more safety shot could change that.
we're going to need to see Ben put the red somewhere near the black. And has that red gone too far? I think it has.
I'm not sure if he can pot it, but I know he does look like he can hit it.
So
Maybe a light
referee
swerve.
Anuj has checked the angle. He's all happy with it. And I think we're going to see him snookered behind the blue here, so maybe it's held up just a little bit.
But still, it is tough to get safe now. Looks like he has to play the red into either the yellow or the brown. Unless he can navigate the gap. But it is awkward. He could always try and nick it thinner. Nick it towards the green and the brown. And run the white off three cushions.
I think that's what he's going to try and do. Unfortunate to get the kiss,
Unfortunate.
but what's going to happen with the actual balls? Where are they? Can Rod get to this?
Does not look like it.
Can Q-Pool TV give us the
Side
answer
view.
to the question?
Definitely can't hit
Oh
it.
no. No joy for Rod there. He's had a good result there.
That's well controlled. As good as he could have hoped for. surely Ben has looked at the red-black cannon or Jackie. If he plays this well, the red sits right near the black. Or he plays it the other way, and that's as perfect. That's another one for George. George called that. It's not a bad shot. Now, depends on how tough Anuj wants to be with the fail or miss and how tough it actually is to hit. If he can
I
swerve
think,
off one rail.
I don't know that Rod would want to be swerving off these cushions because they will slide.
Yes. And also it's hard to judge.
No. Ooh. Oh,
But what do
Rod.
we know? But also, this is the chance that Ben was hoping for.
So now he's just really got to make sure he knows where he's landing on the black here.
Make sure the red, blue or better is fine, but make sure with the red.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything too good with that. Like, he's hard up on the rail playing pink or black to stay in the game. He does have the blue. Let's see if he's worked out the maths on the scoreboard, which he's doing now.
Yeah, definitely not where you want to be. Made it a lot harder than it needed to be, but still.
Something tells me he can get through that gap between the yellow and brown too if he puts this blue. I think the angle's perfect.
He's played that as good as you could play it.
And now that he's got some practice playing off the cushion, he can play another one.
This should be a gimme compared to the blue. One more good positional shot and it's could be an ABC.
Oh no, he doesn't like it. And he's got enough of the jaw to leave it on for Rod, who
Yes.
won't be rushing into anything.
But yes, that is a really big chance that Ben had to level the match at 2-all.
And now Rod finds himself only needing to take one ball off the table to put Ben back at square one. Oh, Rod. Fluke snooker? Doesn't deserve it.
No, he definitely didn't get it either.
Oh, Rod will be kicking himself over that one.
I believe Ben would be quite happy with the yellow miss, but with the shot he's got now, still be in the frame, I think he'd be happy regardless of where the white is.
So we find ourselves with both players playing safe to get the first advantage, and it may be Rod. We probably want to knuckle down a bit more than what he did in that previous attempt on the yellow.
Yes, this one being a lot more difficult, but still, frame ball.
And there it is. The sting that Ben was probably due to feel about a shot ago.
Yes, Ben did get half chance, but an unfortunate double kiss left Rod another chance.
Yeah.
And with the green in, I think that's 3-1 to Rod Nelson, first at 4. A long way to come back for Ben.
So definitely won't be seeing Ben back at this frame. And there you go. Rod takes a 3-1 lead, which could have just as easily been 2-all. But that's the way the cookie crumbles, they say, so. We'll just adjourn for a short break while the guys have a few minutes off to themselves, and we'll be back in a few minutes, guys.
Sorry?
Give them 10-minute break.
Yeah.
Right. Back by 6. 10 minutes. We'll start at 6. That fly was disturbing too much. The fly? What's the matter? It becomes so annoying. The fuck? Would you mind setting up the table for me? I'll go for a quick smoke.
What do you want to do?
Would that mind setting up the table?
No, yeah, fine. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah. Yeah, no worries.
I'll quickly go for a smoke.
Yeah, it's better now, yeah. Where's your travel? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it.
And we're back here in frame 4 of the final of event 1 of the Reventon Hat-Trick Snooker Series. The final between Rod Nelson and Ben Gorski. Rod Nelson is currently holding a commanding 3-1 lead, with both players having had their chances throughout the match, Josh, but despite them exchanging blows, it's been Rod who's come away with more of the frames.
Yes, that's correct. Ben probably has had the same amount of chances as Rod, but Rod's been able to capitalise that a little bit more. Each frame has been close, nearly on the last red in the colours, but to Rod's credit, he has played better when it needed to be done, when the pressure was on.
That's it.
Good clearance in the third frame to go 2-1 up, and then same again in the last. But now Ben has first look in the fifth frame, sorry.
And Ben almost trying to reach the ball through to the black.
Trying to push it in the hole.
He has had a couple of instances through the final where he's overhit a couple of balls, so he's probably kept that in mind before playing that, but looks like he's going to have to wait for his next opportunity now. Doesn't want to be wasting too many. 3-1 down, he wants to get some pedals going on his bike. Rod's been a little fortunate there not to have the red come up maybe another inch or so.
Yes, but I still think Ben will try and pop this to the bottom right corner, just hold for the blue as sort of a shot to nothing.
There we go, that's the Ben we know.
Or
I mean, the Ben we know probably would have got position, but I think he did play that as a shot to nothing, so something tells me Rod's going to be playing from behind the green.
he has played them almost to perfection the whole match, those roll-up touch shots. A couple of times we didn't think it'd get there, but he's been hitting them pretty well.
So, which avenue will Rod take?
There isn't too much on, so there's no really big risk. You just don't want to miss the reds on too many occasions. But with Rod's done it, no problem at all.
Yeah, he's played it well, hit the right reds, left nothing. So we'll see Ben retreating again between the yellow and brown, sorry. He's cannon straight into the blue.
He's caught the red way too thin and hit the blue, giving Rod a chance at a mid-range red.
Yeah, it seems that both players are able to pot the first red and maybe red of colour, but they're not really going on with it like they have throughout the tournament. Maybe it's just the nerves of being in the final, but at the moment it's just a really scrappy fight.
Yes, they are getting decent chances. They're just slightly losing the white, making it tricky.
Oh no, and that's the second time that Ben's caught that middle jaw. The only thing going for him now is that a couple of shots ago he knocked the blue off the middle spot, so you'll see Rod retreating to the balk section of the table. I think the red is just on.
It does look to be on, otherwise he wouldn't be playing it. Slightly, but then a lot of work to do now if he takes on the balk colour. But I think he possibly would hit the yellow half ball and leave the white near the blue somewhere. I'm not sure if that red, you would have a golden in the middle pocket. It seems pretty tough.
Especially from hard up on the rail.
Yes.
And there's not a lot of reward. He's not going to be flying out towards the middle of the table. So,
Looks like he's opting to play the red on the side cushion.
yeah, probably just going to roll it behind the yellow if it does go in. Oh no, sorry. Thought we meant he was going for the pot in the middle.
So,
But he's played that almost perfectly.
yes. Ben has to be careful not to nick this red too thick. Otherwise brings the black into play and who knows what'll happen.
Yeah, I think Ben's a little bit rattled. He'll make the odd big pot, but he's sort of fish out of water when it comes beyond that point.
Hard on the cushion and bet as hard as the bluey could make it. But I still think Rod does take the blue on. Just needs to make sure of it. Oh, he has given it another look.
Right, so again, I think that red will go straight through the two that he's covered.
By Ben's body language, I believe the red is on, but I'm not too sure.
And the pink is open now. There was a red there earlier blocking it, so really he's got a lot of open reds there. Oh, so the one he's closest to does not pot.
He played that well.
Oh, come on, Ben.
He just needs to navigate past the left-hand side of the green, back down for the reds.
Yeah, I think that might be a little thin, Josh, but I'm hoping to be proven wrong. Which I am.
And he just needs to hope for a result. Anything like that will do.
Yeah, I think he might be happy with the result he got.
I mean, a little bit straighter would have been better, but he does have the yellow over the middle hole to regain position.
Ben, when you get to watch this back, make a note of your brother's sarcasm. And ironically enough, he's on the yellow.
Still leaving it a lot harder than it should be, but he's still in control, still at the table.
Yeah, again, he's tried to do things the hard way. He's just
He's tried to
a guy, a player with that much cue power probably could have landed 4 foot closer to the red by screwing back past the blue.
Looks like he's going to have to go with this red.
Yeah, but now he's just sort of, I mean, I think honestly his mind's blown at the moment, and he's left Rod a shot to nothing in the middle pocket.
He's getting a little frustrated with the loose ball control.
I personally think it's the fact that Margie's not here. Margie, May 31, happy birthday. Go and put your boys into line.
Yeah, most of us do sort of throw it at her when we lose. It's always her fault. But still, Rod not able to punish Ben after giving a couple of decent chances.
Yeah, so I think we'll see Ben going in behind the green and brown. He's even pinpointed it with his cue. So let's see how close to the mark he gets. He's got the kiss on the green, which he won't be happy with, but I don't think Ben wants to get into too much of this sort of safety exchange, scrappy kind of frame with Rod, because he's only a 50-50 chance to come up, and he doesn't really want to be playing with 50-50 chances right about now.
And it seems to be the game that Rod enjoys playing.
Yep.
Loves to wait. He backs himself playing good safety like that.
And now he finds himself pretty much where he wanted to put Rod.
Might be able to nick off this thin with a bit of check side to come up and down. Always leaves it.
And again, a loose shot that gives Rod another chance. Now, not sure whether this pink will pot into the corner, but it looks to be on for the middle, both middles. So 5 loose reds, you'd like to think that, well, maybe not you, but Josh, but that Rod would do enough here, but it hasn't proven to be the case so far.
No, the whole match has been, they have had some really good chances. Might be the pressure, the table they haven't adapted to, but surely before the match is finished, one of them will get going, make a sizable break.
Basically almost closed up the gap now in the score.
Seems to be in control so far. Another stun up to play the pink in the same pocket. Oh, okay. That's fine. Also works.
He's playing the cashes, so now he's completely out of position where he's had 2 reds wide open.
Both middle pockets, and just I think comes down to poor shot selection, like where to put the white, play for which red rather than play for both.
So
The red does go past the green in the green pocket, so it could be, you could attempt a triangle like that.
yeah,
He's up to control the game a little bit.
yeah, I think he knows he's just let a golden opportunity slip there with all those reds open. And again, I don't know what Ben was trying to do there. He's played a red down the rail and left Rod another chance to basically put a nail through his head, really. Pink's on into the middle, 2 loose reds.
May have been trying to play it off the bottom cushion, but he may have just obviously clipped the jaw and left Rod a decent chance again.
So again, let's see what Rod's going to do this time. Nothing special to do with the white here, just
Make sure of the pink.
make sure of the pink. Although he has travelled a bit far. Although now with the angle he's got, he can open up that red and black.
Can just drop it in and hold onto the pink.
Yeah, it was never going to be ideal.
But now it brings that second, both reds into play. If he does happen to pot this pink, it gives him a really good chance of securing the frame.
Okay, well, not ideal, but still an opportunity to keep the break going.
19 in front, just both reds needed. Colours don't matter.
That's a great shot.
So
That's one of the better shots he's produced today.
yes, you
So
see that.
I think we'll see him screwing back around about near the brown, or in that direction. I think he's got the angle for it. Probably a bit short.
26 in front. Red in any colour will leave him needing snookers.
He's going for it.
22.
Did he need to play it that hard? I don't know, but something tells me he won't be leaving Ben the best opportunity no matter what he plays.
Twenty-seven in front, 27 on.
Reventon
Ben
46.
is still in. Does have a chance to leave Rod in a bit of trouble if he can play the snooker behind the brown.
He always wants to leave that gap between the cushion and the ball, so if Rod does decide to use the ball cushion, then he needs to work for it.
I do suspect Rod will hit the yellow, but if he doesn't,
Oh, he's potted it. No, no.
jeez. It's about
That
as,
would have been
that's about as close.
absolute.
Looking at it from here, I don't know how it didn't fall in the middle. As long as Ben can navigate around the black.
Yeah, geez, you had some work on that.
27 behind, 27 on. Does Ben go to clear for a respot? Or
5.
Really making hard work for. I don't know why he didn't just play the run through for the brown into the corner pocket. Now he's got the blue hampering the brown. Will he play
he could
the
opt,
right shot?
He could opt to try and roll up on the blue. But has to make sure of it.
Minkowski 5.
So I think Rod's just working out now that he only needs one ball to leave Ben needing snookers.
One good safety shot here could seal the match for Rod.
And almost a snooker behind the blue.
Ben might be able to stun the white behind the black, send the brown around the angles. And it looks
This
like,
might come off well, actually.
looks like it's perfect. No foul miss though, but it should be easy enough for Rod to hit, just hard to control. Hit the blue there, changing it to 17, but there is no foul miss because it was 22. the difference.
Alright, so if Ben can produce one of his usual big pots here. No. No, he's putting Ben. He's putting Rod back.
I believe the umpire's made a pretty big 22 the difference. With 22 on, Snooker's no, it was 20. The score was 24 to 46, making it 22, which means no foul or miss regardless of the result. Unless we have the score wrong here.
Rod's not really contesting it, so
Missed it again. To the,
6 this time.
to the near side.
No, just the brown. Just the
Foul or miss
on the
again.
brown. Ben didn't need the snooker. He was still in the game.
But that was 22 the difference, so yes. But now we're not sure if the score was 1 up or 1 down. But now we go from here. Still missed it again, making the difference rather than 22. Difference is now 9. Giving Ben a really big chance to stay in the match.
Well, Rod's missed to both sides now, so he's probably trying to average out the angle. It's probably not a bad result.
9 the difference, leaving Rod needing 2 balls, Ben needing all of them.
And it looks like we've got snooker royalty here with us today. Mr. Dale Kennedy joining us on the stream. Hello, Mr. Kennedy. Good to have you on board, mate. Bit late in the stream, but better late than never, mate.
I believe he's given Ben the chance that he's been waiting for. 9 behind, we'll need all the balls to clear in this visit. But to stay alive, main thing is the brown goes in.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Ben really needs to make this chance count. You can't keep letting Rod off. It's becoming too easy for Rod now. He still needs the black.
Leaves the scores tied, both players needing 2 balls. I'm not sure what Ben does here. Maybe plays the pink off the side cushion to the bottom cushion.
Yeah, you're always going to give Rod a chance at an easy safety here.
Oh, has he? Has he? He has.
Oh, here we go. Well, that changes up the situation a little bit. So Ben just really needs to get his cueing going and just play one good shot. And
1 good pot and it's 3-2. Black safe.
ooh,
About as close as he could have
Didn't
gone.
really seem to pause on that. Just delivered without a
Yes.
pause.
That looks like it's a good shot from Rod there. He may have snookered him. Not too sure. This looks like it's swervable. Looks maybe going off the side rail. But
You can't
nevertheless
control
has to
these.
hit it.
That basically hands the advantage back, and scoreboard wise, we still have a black ball game on our hands.
This is where it becomes a little bit do or die.
Yeah, he's hit it
Good
that
shot by
time.
Ben. Okay, apparently the rule was changed. I do apologise, I wasn't aware of that. Thanks, Sean Dallitz, for the information.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. Really appreciate it, bud. No, just kidding, buddy. Just good to have you here with us, buddy. Sean, one of the Albury greats in snooker. Just recently made the final of the Oceania Snooker Open over in
In Sydney, Mount Pritchard.
in Mount Pritchard. Made it all the way to the final, where he eventually got beat by Cale Barrett from Tasmania. But had a magnificent tournament up till that point.
Yes, did acquire a few good scalps along the way. Played local wannabe pro Ryan Thomason in the semis. Beat
And-
Ryan 5-3.
Just see Rod playing a nice long pink to leave himself a black into the top corner.
This is for match. He's missed it.
No, he's tried to just finesse it in, and that was basically
That was
for the
curtains.
title, really.
That was curtains.
So
This
let's
is
see if Ben can punish him and
hold his nerve.
just to beat him by 1 point. I think he's got it, and there'll be a little bit of relief there.
You've seen the side from Ben. He's fallen over the line in that frame. But 3-2 Rod Nelson. Well done. Oh, I wouldn't say well done to Ben, but bad luck to Rod on finishing the match. But we're still here.
And again, we see our sponsors being displayed here. 147 Snooker Supplies. Go and visit their website and have a look at all their magnificent products on www.qsportsupplies.com. Give Rod a call, tell him what you need, and he'll come up with the goods. Probably worth a drive down to Geelong to check out his showroom and have a hit on a couple of the tables that he's got set up there. Have a look at the cues he's got.
Frame 6, Rod has a break. Rod is 3.
And we're back for frame 6 now. Rod to break off as we get back to the main screen. So Ben's definitely going to have to tighten up now. He can't keep giving Rod all of these cheap chances. He's going to have to make him earn them. So I think that's got to require him to have a bit of patience, because they're not going in for him at the moment. So he's fortunate enough to still be here with us, but really needs to tighten up.
Once again, Ben does have a decent chance. If he does pot the ready, position's guaranteed on the black.
Yeah, he's missed that by a long way. Killed the black. Not sure if either of these reds pots.
It looks like the top one goes. Not sure about the bottom one.
No, you wasted it.
Yes, and to reiterate, that foul miss rule was changed. I spoke to Larry as of August last year.
Well, look at you making the most of the time between frames.
What?
And again, in no man's land for Rod. Slight chance on the blue here. He's taking it on. Don't know that that's going in.
Definitely not.
So what's this? Probably a bit thin for. Might go for it. It's a deceptive angle. I don't think Ben's loving it.
There's not really much value in playing a long red unless he plays the one next to the black, but I don't think it's on. Might benefit him to be waiting, put him up near the yellow.
And what have we here?
Once again, Ben,
3 reds,
really decent chance, put the black into play.
2 reds if not 3.
But does the black spot, does it go to the blue spot? Quite fortunate there, could have been worse, but the black is on. It does appear to go on the blue spot. So you might look to move the red on the black spot as soon as possible.
Like now.
That will do. And from the side view, I believe the black would be on, but just hoping that Benny's still on that red over the corner pocket.
It's tight.
Black does look awfully tight. He has to decide here whether to play for it or not.
Nine.
Has decided that the black's on. Also, if he hasn't forgotten, the blue is over the corner pocket. But if the black goes, he should be fine. Goes easily.
He's probably done enough to get onto the red too, so
Could be a really good chance for Ben to get his confidence going, get to 30 or 40 before he has to do anything with the 3 or 4 loose reds that he has now.
and was just making
Use your ball blocker.
100% certain that the black is perfectly on its spot.
Put it on the spot. Put it on the spot. How about it? Now, where's your ball?
We have a bit of a situation. We have a third man.
Third umpire comes into it. The spot might be a bit dodgy. They might be forced to pull the spot off.
Yeah, there's no doubting that the ball will spot. As you can see, there's a bit of a gap there between the red and black, but exactly where it sits, it's basically determining whether the ball, the black will spot or not. Now, that would probably suggest that the black before the shot wasn't on its spot, which isn't a mistake, but may have just been there through play. But I've got a bit of an issue where the head of referees, Larry Forgan, is going to have to come and evaluate things.
If the black isn't on, he still has options. The blue is still in the green pocket. Does have a couple of options here. You can play the yellow or the green. Blue probably the hardest colour to get on the red. There's a couple of options here. He's eyeing off the green for the 2 reds at the bottom of the pack, or the red near the black, but the yellow does give him natural angle. About as close as he wanted to go to the middle pocket. Still leaves him a shot to nothing at the bottom red of the pack, I believe.
Yeah. I'm not sure that he's actually seen the red that you're talking about, Josh, because it's either going to be a red with the rest or being in serious danger of touching that blue. And as the shot showed before, the black is not on. Having said that,
But with the white slightly towards the cushion, it is a bit awkward for Rod to make position for the black.
just looking at a comment here by David McCarthy, who's saying that he's not quite sure who a scrappy final like this would favour between Rod and Ben. I dare say a scrappy final would favour Rod. I think Ben likes to really get his arm going and builds confidence from that, whereas Rod, with his billiards knowledge and his patience, is happy to grind out a match even if he's potting one red at a time. I don't think Ben would have the patience for that. I don't think 99% of the crowd would have patience for that either.
After 5 games, Ben's probably a bit frustrated with not finishing the frame in a couple of visits, but unfortunately, we can't do it all the time. Does look like there's a gap there for that one loose red near the bottom corner pocket.
So does Red, sorry, not Red, does Rod have a red? Or is the red, this is Rod? What am I talking about? I don't know. It's getting a little bit too late on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, too many hours of snooker does that to you.
Well, given the angle that red looks like it was on, it was probably better off if Rod
Could have held.
followed that through off 2 cushions. It does have the safety of the blue there, so it is sitting out of the lip a little bit, so hopefully he doesn't take it for granted. Sorry, sorry to call that on you, Rod.
Commentator's curse.
Commentator's curse. Didn't even come with a pitch report. Good shot by Rod. Don't know whether he's covered everything up or whether that top red on the side cushion is on. Having said that, if it is on, it won't be an easy safety shot.
And might be trying to swerve and lay on the red.
Yeah, it's always going to be dangerous.
Does leave him a chance with the red to the right corner or the left corner down the rail. But aren't as easy as you think. Still needs to make sure of the red.
Okay, so Rod is back with another opportunity. Needs to make up the deficit first. Oh, Rod.
There definitely wasn't much gap there for the white, but it seems to go right through the middle.
Having said that, I think even if he'd had contact on a red or two there, he would have absolutely smashed them, not landed anywhere with any certainty. again.
Another containing safety. He seems to have covered the loose red too, so Ben has to be a bit cautious with that.
It's a better shot by Ben. Good length.
Maybe quite fortunate.
Yeah, Rod's had a bit of luck there. He's hit it too thin, which has let the white ball run in and out of baulk, and he's managed to cover the red that was on. Now let's see what Ben's going to do here. Brought the white ball back where he wanted, but unfortunately the reds followed him up there. Rod just taking a second to try and compose himself and wipe his cue down. Probably a bit negative from Rod there. He may be able to nick this red back, but even the red next to the white is going to create some awkward bridging, I think. Probably had a couple of reds he could have played for there, like the one beside the black.
If that red is far enough off the cushion, Ben may be able to navigate down to the black. One good positional shot. Nice result there from Ben. Nice kiss. Gives him a really good opportunity now.
I think that's the epitome of navigation there, mate.
Good shot there by Ben. As long as he doesn't land straight on the blue, if he can hit it, he should be okay. He may be able to stun down for the red in the bottom right hand corner pocket. Or hope for a result.
Oh, you're not going to get a better one than that.
Any red will do. Pick a red, any red.
I mean, really now, if Ben can produce what we know he can, he should be able to come away with this frame, but he's had another fade out where he could have just soft screwed past that red to land straight on the black, and he's nailed it for an extra 3 feet.
The pink does go, but
A lot harder than the black could have been.
yes, that is correct.
And I think that's a golden opportunity begging. gone begging, sorry. He won't be happy with that. And now
Got into 17.
Rod's really got a good chance, even though he's 17 down.
What?
Usually at these sort of times you see Rod start to slow down and be a bit more calculating.
Eight. Nine.
I mean, I guess one thing that you sort of learn by watching these guys and seeing that the way they're playing is that there is a lot of pressure when you get to a final. So when you see these top tier players playing and producing the goods, I mean, not only on the professional stage, but even at the top national stage,
16.
you really got to sort of like tip your hat and basically say, look, these guys are really performing under pressure and producing good snooker. So this is, I mean, really, this is what this hat-trick's all about. Give these guys more match play, give them the opportunity to play under pressure, play in finals.
24.
But with the score as it is, I think Rod still needs the yellow. So Ben may still come back to the table.
25.
But now
No.
definitely.
Well, if he's going to get back to the table, Rod's going to have to,
May just
Yeah.
opt to cash the black.
yeah, which has just scraped in.
32.
I think Rod was just trying to make sure the white didn't go away too far. I think even Rod's scratching his head on that one, and we'll be happy to see that
Here is
he's completely snookered. There might be the finest edge here available, but
I still wouldn't like to be playing it. But there looks like there's be enough hanging out. Don't think the green
you'd
is
play
enough.
off 3 cushions and go for the pot, wouldn't you, Josh?
Ah,
Try and land on the black.
yeah, then develop the yellow to try and win the frame. Why not? But I think
So-
he can feather it to
Yeah.
maybe miss the green.
Yeah, I think Ben's going to try and probably push this towards the pick. Oh, probably he's had a bit more than what we thought, and has avoided the off.
Yeah, pretty decent shot.
So 15 points to diff. Anyone's game.
He has brought the yellow out and maybe left Ben a shot to nothing, but I don't know with the points if he would actually take it on.
No, I've got a feeling that we are going to see Ben take it on, because Ben probably doesn't fancy getting too many early chances here, or better ones at that. No, that's a good shot. He's gone conservative, which is probably what he needed to do a little earlier, but
Another short safety shot from Rod. He won't be happy with that. Gives Ben a chance to make it a lot tougher for Rod.
Ben's probably got away with it a little bit there. He's definitely overhit that. Good shot by Rod.
I don't know if it was unlucky or just quite slightly overhit it. Would have been perfect if it happened to drop behind the black, but guess we're at a half chance here.
Yeah, something tells me this is going to land safe. Oh no, it's fallen short, so there is a chance for Ben to play the red and sneak up towards the brown and the pink. And
Now he has an option depending on where it lies. He could
might be an easy snooker from there.
lay up behind the pink if he just feathers it. But depending on how he feels, maybe he wants some distance in the balls.
A bit hasty on that one. Probably not the right time to be all gun-ho.
Bangorski 35, Rob Nelson 1400.
Yeah, you just saw Ben's head drop as the white got that little kiss on the black.
Anything more or less on the black and he's not snookered. But just right.
I mean, these aren't the hardest shots in the world to hit, but I mean, the yellow seems to be right into the pocket, so there's not a lot of margin for error.
I do see if he does miss it, I don't think Rod will put him back, but he does have
There
to.
we go.
I mean, it's a bit stiff not being on the green.
Yeah.
But no, one
Oh,
bit.
knowing Ben, he'll probably contemplate the double. Actually, you know what? I reckon he might be a chance on this. How's that side angle?
He might be if you can
Yeah,
reach
there
it.
is a bit of a gap.
It's essentially just nick in and he's on the brown.
It's easy as that, isn't it, Josh?
No, under the pumps, definitely not.
Especially with the check side.
A lot of things can go wrong, but a lot of things can go right with this. But with the score though, he does need the pink and the black to win the frame.
It's going to pull up perfectly. Oh, probably have to take it short, but I could think of worse places to have the white ball than there.
Main thing is green's in, he's still at the table. He's still alive in this match.
So basically he'll need the black as well. Let's see what his maths was like at school.
The only problem ball is the pink, but we still have to get the other two in first.
No, I don't want to be cashing stuff like that. Ben. So this is absolute gimme for Rod now. So it'll be 13 with 13 with 18 on the table, and he's pretty much almost landed dead straight on this blue. So he's just got to cue this well, not worry about the pink, and hopefully
Pot the blue and it's done.
and that's it. We've got Ben needing snookers, but something tells me Rod's not going to be bringing the pink down here near the black anytime soon. I think Ben can say that he put himself in a bit of trouble there.
One snooker required, it is.
Got an opportunity here. Don't load it up too far with side, but that's not bad, Ben. That's not bad. That's not... There's probably an inch off glory there.
Yes.
But again, he hasn't taken care of the pink. Now, I don't think Rod's going to be playing it hard enough to enter. He's potted it, and that's it, guys. We have a result here on the 2020 Reventon Hat Trick Series Event 1 with Rod Nelson walking out the winner with 4 frames to 1 over Ben Gorski. Sorry, 4 frames to 2.
He's rolling up in the new car. Alright guys, we'll just get the presentation underway. It's been a long weekend and I'm sure everyone wants to get out of this dark snooker room, but I'm pretty sure everyone's had a good time over the weekend. Congratulations to all of the guys who made it for the last day, quarter-finalists, semi-finalists and the two finalists. It was a hard-fought battle. Well, we saw what pressure can do,
Yeah.
and we know that we had a couple of better matches towards the final. But I just want to basically congratulate you guys for making the final. It's good to see two different faces, although it's not two totally different surnames. It's two different faces in the final, and I'm happy with the result. I honestly got to the club today and I thought, oh, you know, look at these guys that are playing, just a good pack of blokes that, you know. I'm happy to hear. So without further ado, I'll just start to fork out some money because, let's face it, other than the love of snooker, that's why we're here. So I'll start with the semi-finalists. Now, one semi-finalist I have here defeated, was it John Morse? Who did you beat? You beat Becca Ali in the quarterfinals. So Michael Jane, semi-finalist. First semi-final, first tournament I've ever personally seen him in, and C-grade premiers last year. I did hear you played in the great final, but B-grade, Larry, you can tell him he caught you.
Well, I played C-grade as well. I was B-grade and C-grade.
Oh, there you go. I've been misinformed. How unusual. But yeah, well done on your semi-final play. And the other semi-finalist, no stranger to receiving a cheque, cash, or a trophy. Mr. Peter Hawkes.
I can't remember what they look like.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, he'll hang around for a speech, but I do have something else for him actually. I do have the high break prize of $200 for his break in the semi-final against. Anytime you're ready, Manoj, we can still have a presentation here, mate. Against Ben Gorski in the semi-final. $200 for 73.
Thank you.
So enjoy that, buddy. Now, to the main two. I'll bring the runner-up here first, who played some brilliant snooker in the quarter-final and semi-final, but unfortunately it wasn't to be in the last match of the day. But I'm pretty sure it's a handy weekend's work, so $650, mate. Enjoy.
I would like to thank Reventon and also George and all the scorers, referees that have put in their time over the weekend to make this possible. Without Reventon, we wouldn't be going the right direction in snooker these days. It's really a pleasure to be playing as many tournaments as we are, because it's very small in Australia and only things are going to be building up over time because of Reventon. All I can say is my gratitude. Thank you. Thank you for the
For anyone who was out of audio shot there, Ben actually thinks he's a opponent Rod. So,
like to thank George, our tournament director. Well done, George. Good effort. As Ben said, Reventon and Chris Christophe do a fantastic job, not only for billiards and snooker in Victoria, but in Australia in general. But as you said, it is a small game in this country, and he's doing a fantastic job promoting the game. So well done to Chris and Reventon in general. Thank you very much, everyone, for hanging around. Thank you to all the players who played with for making it a great event. And hopefully you'll be able to come back at some stage, maybe later in the year. Unfortunately, work-wise, I can't work a lot of weekends from now on, but hopefully at some stage you'll be able to.
You never make that the weekend.
True.
So,
Thank you, everyone. Have a safe trip home.
and just a little something that I hadn't even had planned until I was approached by one of the players of the tournament who always puts in a lot of time with our juniors, which in my belief is things we can do at the moment to nurture the game. But he's always around, he's always putting in time, and he's a passionate snooker lover. And he came up to me, he said, "Oh, George, I just want to give you something here to basically hand out as an encouragement award for the person that you see best fit." And that was Tony Friedman who did that. So this is on behalf of Tony Friedman. I just want to acknowledge and thank him for that. And basically, I thought, oh, who am I going to encourage? Most of these guys don't need encouragement. And you'll know that to be the truth if you get to know them even better. But I'm fortunate enough that the guy I decided to give this to is still in the room. And that would be Michael Zhang. And basically I wanted to give this to him because, like I said, I personally hadn't seen him play. When he walked in, I didn't know who he was. And he's come and made the semi-finals. So from what I've heard to what I've seen, I just basically want him to make sure he keeps going. So come and get your beautiful men's watch. I'm pretty sure Dan's camera can't get the details on that, but there you go, buddy. That's from Tony. So you can say thanks to him when you see him as well, okay?
Thanks, Tony. I'm thrilled to have this. I'm very totally surprised. It's a great tournament, and I haven't been participating in the past, and it's good to make new friends. And I love the tournament, and you organize it beautifully, and all the cameras, everything. And just so wanted to get into the final. And hopefully one day I'll be here.
Very close. We're very close.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thanks for this.
All right, guys. Well, that concludes everything. Probably get the guys to stick around for a couple of photos. But other than that, Rod did say that he is shouting the bar down at the club. So didn't you? Sorry, I think Rod's already left. But just a couple of photos, and then we'll wrap things up. So thanks for sticking around, guys. All right.